A guy jumps out, and he's got an assault weapon in his hand.
There was a lot of gunfire, a lot of it.
As soon as the shooting started is when we hightailed it.
An accused child sex predator chooses violence over court, blasting away in downtown Granbury. But before police brought him down, he'd shot a deputy and an officer.
Pray for the best outcome possible.
The news leader, broadcasting for all North Texas. Fox 4 News starts now.
That gunman was wearing body armor and had a semi-automatic rifle with a lot of ammunition with him. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock.
I'm Clarice Tinsley. One deputy critically injured. A police officer's injury is less severe. The shootout happened in Granbury in Hood County. An update on the officer and the deputy's conditions in a moment. But first, Fox 4's Emily Lopez live in Granbury with more on the gunman.
We now know the identity of that gunman, 49-year-old Ricky Don McComas, and Hood County deputies still have lots of questions about what triggered, what set him off, and what led to the shootout in the town square.
Police and firefighters converge on the house of 49-year-old Ricky Don McComas in Joshua. McComas is the gunman who shot a sheriff's deputy in the head and a police officer in the arm.
It happened so quickly. We just heard the sirens, and all of a sudden there was somebody pulling into our parking lot.
That shootout outside City Hall in Granbury between law enforcement officers and McComas left those in uniform and witnesses rattled and stunned. Hood County deputies say McComas pulled up in a white van wearing camo and a bulletproof vest. Witnesses say he pulled out a semi-automatic rifle with a high-capacity magazine and opened fire on deputies and police.
We ducked and ran around the corner and got behind the dumpsters and then went inside the building.
What ended here at City Hall started at a Lake Granbury neighborhood just a couple of miles away. A Hood County deputy was called out to that area.
During their interaction, gunfire erupted at the location, and the deputy received a gunshot wound to the head.
McComas jumped into a white van and took off. Officers caught up with him as he pulled into a parking lot near City Hall. That's when Gary Farinas spotted the gunman.
A guy jumps out, and he's got an assault weapon in his hand, and he gets out and he turns it this way, and we're standing right there, and he looks at us just for a blink of an eye, and then turns, and then all the gunfire began.
According to court documents, McComas was due in court today, charged with the aggravated sexual assault of a child. He's accused of raping a 16-year-old girl.
All right, Emily, let's start there. What else do we know about the child sex assault case and what he was doing at that first stop where he shot the sheriff's deputy?
First of all, deputies, if they do know, they're not telling us a whole lot about what was going on at that first location. So we have two crime scenes, the first location and the second location. We do know that according to an arrest warrant affidavit that McComas was supposedly smoking K2 with this 16-year-old girl and her younger sister on July 3rd of 2012. The arrest warrant affidavit also indicates that the 16-year-old was sleeping at his house. She woke up at 4 in the morning, found him on top of her. She says he was raping her. He was due in court this morning on that charge, the aggravated sexual assault of a child. He didn't show up for court. An arrest warrant was issued. So still trying to piece together sort of the timeline and put those puzzle pieces together, if you will, paint a picture of what exactly was going on in his mind before this shootout took place.
All right, Emily,
Go
ahead. We're looking at video of his Joshua home right now. You were there today as well.
That's right. We were there, and there was some concern that he may have booby-trapped the place, that there may have been explosives. They kept people far away at first, then they let us get a closer look. We do know that police officers raided that home and confiscated more than 100 guns at the Joshua home of McComas. And again, we're still waiting on hearing the rest of the details on this.
Okay, Emily Lopez. You're seeing some reaction to some of the law enforcement officers knowing their brothers on the force and on the sheriff's department had been wounded. Emily, thank you live tonight. Thank you.